Hello and welcome to Wednesday's class. I am your teacher and host, Mr. Ritenour. If you'd like to make this video bigger, click the YouTube button below. Welcome. It is Wednesday. Um, we are going to be doing a lot today. We have to fit in quite a bit of stuff here this week, and so I'm going to try my best to make it fun. But you know what I always say, work hard, play hard, okay? So today our video comes courtesy of the only horseback rider in our class, to my knowledge, and that would be London. Looking good, London.
Did you get that, Dad?
Wow, that's really cool. Well, London, I'm glad that you're able to get out and you're still able to ride horses, even though most everything else is shut down. That is awesome, and what a truly magnificent creature that you have that bond with. So, really cool stuff. Thank you so much for sending that to me. Just a reminder, folks, if you do send me your video, I will put it up. All right. I love seeing you, and I'm sure your classmates do too. I know that I've got a couple really good ones ready to go for later this week, but I am running out. So please send me something funny or something serious. It doesn't matter. I just want to see you in action, and your classmates want to see what everyone's up to. So let's jump right in here. Everyone needs to go grab their Grammar Simple Solutions book. If you don't already have it out, I believe we're on lesson 113. Pause the video if you need to do that. All right, so before we dive into some actual work, we are going to do our common sense lesson. All right, so yesterday was all about borrowing. Whenever you borrow something, you need to ask, you need to take care of it, and you need to put it back properly. Today is completely different, and that's what I love about common sense. Don't drink straight from the bottle. Always pour the contents into a glass before drinking. Now, you can see in the picture, I'm talking about like milk or apple juice or orange juice that you share, all right? It is very, very important that, especially now with all these germs and everything going around, that you do smart things like this, common sense things. Because as soon as you put your lips onto that milk container, like Joey from Friends is doing in this in the picture, you are contaminating it with your germs, which will then multiply and spread inside. All right, so I've got a quick little video for you, already up and ready to go. This is from one of my wife's favorite shows, Friends.
Okay, can you really tap dance?
No.
It's off the resume. Archery?
Nope.
Horseback riding?
Would fall off a lot.
You can drink a gallon of milk in 10 seconds.
That I can do.
Come on, you can drink a gallon of milk in 10 seconds?
All right, watch me. Okay, you time me. Ready?
Ready, go.
Oh, it's so gross. If you can't tell, this character Joe, he's kind of like a goofball, very fast. Oh, it makes me sick. Alright, so that is your common sense lesson for today. Let's move on to some grammar. So I gave you a break yesterday from grammar. We're jumping head first now today. Lesson 113. Write concrete and abstract nouns in the correct column. So give me a concrete noun, Jasper. What'd you get? Good. Kittens. You can touch kittens, which makes them concrete. Right? Kittens aren't made of concrete, but you can touch them. That's what the word concrete means. A different word, concrete, is what you would put on like the ground, okay? All right. Evan, give me another concrete noun. Yeah, toys, right? Good job, Evan. You can touch toys, therefore they are concrete. London. Hmm. Paint. Good job. Paint is something that you can touch. Sophie. Oh, I love it, Sophie. Rubber bands. Rubber bands are a lot of fun. I got to see a really cool picture that Bobby sent me of a rubber band um, helicopter that he and his dad worked on. It's really cool. And speaking of Bobby, you're up. Which one of these that's left is concrete? Which one can you touch? Yeah, you can touch a wagon, right? Back in the 1800s, they used to take wagons out west on the Oregon Trail. Now, your parents probably know about this game, but Oregon Trail was one of the first like video games you could play on the computer. It's so much fun. I'm sure if you ask your parents about it, I'm sure they know about it. It'd be like the equivalent of you guys playing like Minecraft. Everyone played Oregon Trail back in the day. All right, so everyone that's left must be abstract, right? Well, let's hope. Wealth. Wealth is the idea of having money, so it's abstract. Talent. Some of us are blessed with more than others. Talent, your ability to do something really well. That is not touchable. A dream. Sometimes they feel like they are real, but they're not. You can't touch a dream. Same thing with idea and comfort. Comfort is a feeling, not something you can touch. Okay, so moving on now. Lucas, you're up next. The suffix er can mean someone who does something. A teacher ends in er, someone who teaches, right? So someone who paints would be good, Lucas, a painter. Are you a painter, Lucas? I know I am definitely not. All right, I love these ones. Draw a line to match the expression with its meaning. Patina. Why did Bill go and stir up the hornet's nest? What do you think stir up the hornet's nest means? Uh-huh. It means to cause some trouble. You're pretty good at stirring up the hornet's nest, huh, Patina? Just kidding. But you better not try to butter her up. What do you think there, Cody? To butter somebody up means, you betcha, being nice to get something that you want. Some of you try to butter me up in class. We also call it sucking up. Last, you're in hot water now, Jason teased. So in hot water means fish. Uh-huh. You're in trouble. I'm sure you're always in hot water, Peyton. Oh, I kid with the Peytons, okay? I only kid with them because I like them. Number 5, choose all the prepositions in each sentence. A preposition is a direction word. It also connects. Direction, connection. There you go. Brienne spilled milk under the chair. Which word in that sentence is a direction word? What do you think, Doobie? Where did she spill the milk? Well, the direction is under. Good job, dudes. All right, Clo, not Chloe Moser. Chloe with a CH carried the books to the top of the steps. Emily, which of those words is a direction? Yeah, top. And actually, of is also a direction word. And so is to. So you actually have three. To, top, of um, are all prepositions. All right, good job, Emily. Número 6, a pronoun renames an antecedent. So an antecedent is a big fancy name for the replacement. All right, so a pronoun, for instance, he might replace your name. So or she might replace Willow's name. So if I said, Willow, you're up next, she's going to answer the question. She would be replacing Willow. So in this case, Dad baked the cake and frosted it. The antecedent is already underlined. Cake. So Willow, what word is replacing cake later on in the sentence? Dad baked the cake and frosted it. So it is the pronoun that's replacing the word cake. Because if you don't replace words with pronouns, you start to repeat yourself and you sound funny. Dad baked the cake and frosted the cake. You see how that sounds a little funny when you could just say Dad baked the cake and frosted it? That's why we use pronouns, to keep ourselves from repeating over and over again. All right, thank you, Willow. Mikael, you're up. Rewrite the sentence by adding quotation marks. Well, don't worry about rewriting it, Michael. Just tell me where they go. I can't believe you won the contest, cried Mom. Uh-huh. They go around what your mom is saying. I can't believe you won the fishing contest, cried Mom. Well, Michael, I hope that you do win the fishing contest and that Matthew also wins the fishing contest because he always wins the fishing contest. I don't know if there can be two winners or not, but it would be nice if your big brother let you win sometimes, huh? All right, moving on. Number 8, we've got Mr. Smalley. Plural possessive nouns. Plural meaning more than uno, very good. Possessive meaning it belongs to you. So the ladies' hats were all purple. So Carson, plural of lady is ladies, just like what they have below. And how do I make it possessive? Yes, Mr. Smalley, you add an apostrophe. So the ladies' hats were all purple. They belong to all the ladies. Interesting. Ladies. Number 9, Wiley Shep. Which word would be the best word for this sentence? Would you prefer asparagus, blank of spinach? Huh. Well, asparagus makes your pee stink, and spinach makes you incredibly strong. So, which would you rather have? Exactly. You'd rather have neither. Just kidding. I love asparagus and spinach. I'm not going to hate. Wiley, what do you think? 100 of spinach instead of spinach or language of spinach? Ding, 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 ding. Instead. Wait, you're like, give me both. I love veggies. Numero 10, number 10. Underline the future tense verbs, including the helping verbs. So all future tense verbs come attached with this little word will. All right, will shop, will smile, will explore. Tells you, the reader, that it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen. So let's underline. Girls, you get the first one. Jack will frame the new finger paint picture. Good job, girls. Will frame is the future tense verbs. And my gentlemen, Eleanor will go to the bike shop with Patrick. What is Eleanor doing? She's going to do, at least. Will go. Will go is the future tense verbs. Well done, both boys and girls. Way to team it up on that last one. We are moving on here to a totally different topic, all right? I've been saying this over and over and over again. Using what you know from experience, from your own life, to understand what is not directly stated to you by the author, right? Sometimes we say use your context clues. We say take a guess. But what's the word for that whenever we're reading and the author doesn't tell us something? We just have to figure it out, basically like a detective using clues. Well, it's 5 letters. First letter. Anyone want to buy a vowel? Anyone? Did I hear A? Nope. No A. E? Oh, I did hear an E. I? Uh-huh. It starts with an I. Did I hear a T? Nope, there's no T. Sorry. Sorry, Sophie. Just kidding. Oh my goodness, what was that? An N? Sophie, you redeemed yourself. In. What? Jasper, you chose a Q? There's no Q. Bobby, you chose an X? Oh my goodness. Lucas, you chose a Z? Oh no, you guys are gonna lose. Oh, Patina, you saved the day. R, like Mr. R. Infer is what we call that. Good teamwork. Man, I can't believe those boys. What terrible guesses. Good job, Patina. So if you infer something, you're taking a guess on it. So let's look at this example from our very own Cody Osborne. And this is not a true story. I hope not. Let's see if you can guess, all right, or infer what's happening. Cody went for a hike yesterday, and now his whole body is itchy. So the author, which would be moi, doesn't tell you what happened to Cody, but you can infer what happened to Cody. What do you think? I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, 2 words, folks. Poison ivy. Cody walked through some poison ivy and now his whole body is itchy. Other possible answers I would have accepted, although I probably wouldn't have liked as much. Maybe mosquitoes, bug bites. Yeah, so poor Cody. Obviously, this is not true, at least I hope not. But if you do go on a hike and the next day you're starting to get really itchy all over, chances are you'll walk through some poison ivy. All right, isn't inferring fun? Hi. Sorry, I'm waving to Keely and Campbell. They're outside playing. Well, I'm stuck in here. That's probably how you feel too. Hi, buddy. Hi. All right, Daddy's working. Sorry about that, folks. Okie dokies. Let's turn our attention here to, oh, you didn't see that, that was math, to our reading. One of my favorite stories in Storytown, and you know how I feel about Storytown, but one of my favorite stories in Storytown, it redeems the whole book, is this story called Spiders and Their Web. So here's what the cover page looks like. It's really cool. I personally love spiders and I hate spiders all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, they're really cool to look at and study, but whenever it comes to them being in my house or near my bed, it's like, oh, I've got giant ones in my basement. Just, oh, I hate going. I won't go down there without slippers on. So before we dive into the story, let's look at the genre. Okay, the genre, which is up in the top left here on the page, is expository nonfiction. All right. Of course, they want to throw words in there to try to confuse third graders. Every third grader should know what nonfiction is, right? It means it is true. All right. Fiction means fake. Nonfiction means not fake, which is a true story. The word expository comes from the root word expose, To expose something means to reveal something. So, or to share something. So that's what expository nonfiction means, is to share information, right? True information. Expository nonfiction is just one of the many branches of nonfiction out there. So I love this story and I hope you do too. We're not going to read the whole thing, it's way too long, but we're going to read some of it today. And since you're already tired of hearing my voice, I know, right? How could you be so tired already of my voice? You sound like my wife. Let's listen to this lady read it to us.
Introduction. You can find spider webs just about everywhere you look. In forests, deserts, gardens, even underwater. About 13,000 of the 38,000 known species of spiders make webs to capture insects and other small prey. Spider webs are made of silk threads. Young and female spiders are usually the web builders. Spider silk is liquid when it is inside glands in the spider's abdomen. It becomes thread-like as it is drawn out of tiny openings in the spinnerets on the bottom of the spider's abdomen. A thread of spider silk is stronger than a thread of steel of the same thickness. Some silk is stretchy, like a rubber band. Some is sticky. In fact, spiders can make as many as 7 different kinds of silk. Each kind is used for a different purpose, such as making egg cases or wrapping prey, like the argiope, far right. When an insect gets stuck in the threads, the spider attacks. To keep their prey from escaping, spiders inject venom from their fangs. They may also wrap prey tightly in silk. Most spiders have teeth to chew an insect's hard exoskeleton. They spit up juices that turn the prey's insides to liquid so they can drink it. Spiders deserve our respect. They control insect populations and, in turn, become food for birds and many other animals. Although most spiders aren't harmful to us, a few species deliver a bite that can be painful or even deadly. With spiders, it's best for their safety and ours to look but don't touch.
All right, so if you had to summarize that whole page in lines, what would it be? Well, if I had to, I would say something along the lines of spiders are really fascinating creatures and deserve our respect. Something like that. Okay. So we're going to read one more page here. I'm still in the bottom corner, I see. I will get off so that you can get a better look here. The golden orb weaver, oh my gosh. Ah! Just looking at it creeps me out. It's also called the banana spider. Let's read along here.
Golden orb weaver. This huge spider, photograph right, is a golden orb weaver. That tiny spider with her is her mate. Her web can be 3 feet wide or larger. It is strong enough to last for several days. This spider can choose the color of silk she makes to spin her webs. Gold for webs in sunny places, white for webs in shady places. What looks like drops of water on the web, small photograph, bottom right, are really glue drops. When an insect, like the bee in the art above, flies into the web, it gets stuck in a sticky mess. The spider runs out and bites it with her long fangs. She can eat the insect right away or wrap it in silk and store it in her web for later. Did you know? Spiders know if a visitor is the right size to eat by how much the web shakes when it lands. Luckily, male golden orb weavers are too small to be mistaken for food. Spider facts. Common names. Golden orb weaver. Golden silk spider. Banana spider. Habitats. Forests and clearings in northern South America, in Central America, and in the southern United States, mainly Florida and Texas. Food, mainly a variety of flying insects, such as moths, flies, and bees, but has also been known to eat small birds and frogs. Body size, 24 to 40 millimeters. Adult females. Males are much smaller.
All right, so just for later, I want you to remember that the golden orb weaver is also known as the banana spider. All right, there may or may not be a question on your Google form about that. All right, so I actually have seen one of these spiders in real life when I was down south in Louisiana on a trip to New Orleans, and they are incredibly beautiful, and they are also ridiculously scary to look at. I can't imagine landing in that net. Um, but if you look, which is bigger, the males or the females? Yeah, the ladies. In fact, most of these spiders we're going to be talking about, the ladies are much bigger than the males. I know, kind of interesting, right? Sorry, boys. Um, so my question to you is this: looking at that spider facts table on the right side of the page, answer me this question: would you find the golden orb weaver spider in Mercer? The answer is no. Look at the second tab, the second spider in that spider facts table. Next to it, it says habitats. That's where an animal lives. Forests and clearings in northern South America, Central America, and in the southern United States like Florida or Texas, or in my case, Louisiana. We are not in the southern part of the United States. Pennsylvania is much further north than Florida and Texas. So we would not find this spider, thank goodness, in our backyards. Um, but it's still cool to learn about because who knows, maybe you'll travel and you'll see one whenever you travel south. Okay, so thank you so much for reading along and listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we will look at a different type of spider. That's right, Peyton Fisher, the Hawaiian happy face spider. Maybe your uncle has seen one since he lives in Hawaii. Okay, back to our stuff here. Okay, so now would be a good time if you wanted to take a break to do that. If you don't want to take a break, I understand you'll have a certain amount of time each day and you need to get things done. So grab your math books, get your markers, pens, crayons, whatever you're using to write. We are going to start on page 729 today, 729. 729. So draw quadrilaterals. Quick review here. A quadrilateral has how many sides? Good. 4 sides. And we talked about some special types of quadrilaterals last week. We talked about the most basic quadrilateral. 4 equal sides, 4 right angles. We call that a square. We talked about rectangles. We talked about what looks like a square, but isn't. It's like a square got sat on by a bus. It's a rhombus. And we also talked about trapezoids. So those are our 4 main types of quadrilaterals. Yes, they will be important for today's lesson. All right, let's go all the way down to activity 1. It says use grid paper to draw quadrilaterals. Use a ruler to draw line segments from points A to B, B to C, C to D, D to na. So let's start with A to B. So start your pencil at the point A and draw a line to the point B. Same thing from B to C, from C to D, and connect it from D to A. All right, looking at that shape, what type of quadrilateral? Well, is it a square? No, it's not a square because it doesn't have 4 right angles. This corner is acute, this corner is obtuse. Is it a rectangle? No. It's not a rectangle because it doesn't have 2 pairs of parallel sides. See how this side right here and this side will eventually intersect? All right, rhombus? No, because a rhombus by definition has 4 equal sides. This side is 1, 2, but this side is 1, 2, 3. So it can't be a rhombus either. That leaves us one option. Is it a trapezoid? Well, trapezoid is a lot less strict than the other shapes. All a trapezoid has to do is have two lines that are parallel, which in this case my purple lines will never ever cross. They are parallel lines making this shape a trapezoid. And that's kind of what this whole lesson is about today, boys and girls. It's going to be about looking at these graph paper shapes and figuring out what they are. Activity 2, draw a shape that does not belong. Here are 3 examples of a quadrilateral. Draw an example of a polygon that is not a quadrilateral. Polygon, that's kind of important. I'd underline it or circle it. Not a quadrilateral. Okay, so quick review here. A polygon has what kind of sides? Straight sides. A polygon is also open or closed? Closed. So we can think of a bunch of different polygons. We've got 3-sided polygons called triangles, 4-sided polygons called quadrilaterals. 5 sides is a pentagon, 6 sides is a hexagon, 8 sides is an octagon, and 10 sides we talked about is a decagon. Which one of those options can't we use? Well, look at the directions. Not a quadrilateral, so quadrilateral is gone. So you choose. Do you want to draw a triangle, a pentagon, hexagon, octagon, or decagon? I am going to draw a hexagon. There it is. Go ahead and tell me what you drew, even though I can't hear you, just for fun. Wow, nice job. Way to go. I love it. Okay, we're not even going to do this last part. Let's move on. Here are 3 examples of a square. Draw a quadrilateral that is not a square. Okay, so we've got 3 squares. We need to pick one that's not a square. Would anyone like to draw a rectangle? Yes, I would like to draw a rectangle too. Because a rectangle still is a quadrilateral, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. But it is not a square because this side is longer than this side, making it not a square. All right, I hope your rectangle looks good because we're moving on. Here are 3 examples of a rectangle. Now let's draw a quadrilateral that is not a rectangle. So, what are you thinking? Do you want to draw a rhombus? Let's do it. Let's draw a rhombus here. It's like a square got flattened by a bus. So it's got 4 equal sides. See that? It's got 4 equal sides, but they are not right angles. This angle is fat. This angle is skinny. All right, so obtuse and acute angles. Moving on here, part D. Ooh, look, we've got 3 different rhombuses. Let's draw one that's not a rhombus. So we cannot draw We cannot draw a square. Why not? Why can't we draw a square? Because a square is technically a rhombus, right? Because a rhombus, by definition, just has to have 4 equal sides and they have to be parallel. Let's try something that we haven't yet. How about a trapezoid? So I could cheat and I could use my shapes here on Smart Ink. Or I could show you the best way to draw a trapezoid, honestly, is start with a line that's like 3 spaces and then make a line below it that's like a little bit longer than that. And then you just connect the corners. And there you go. You've got yourself a trapezoid. Next page. Oh, man, this looks like the game Battleship. You ever play that game? It's like E7. She sunk my ship. Oh no. Number 1, choose 4 endpoints and connect them to make a rectangle. Oh, wow. Do you see it? Do you see the rectangle? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not sure, but I think I see it. There it is. That's a rectangle in there. Okay. Draw a quadrilateral that's described. Number 2, 2 pairs of sides of equal length. So 2 pairs, 2 times 2 would be 4 sides of equal length. So I'm going to draw a 3 by 3. So let me label this quickly to help you understand here. This is 1, 2, 3. So that side's 3, and this is 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 and 3, which means this side must be 3, and this side must be 3. So I've got 2 pairs. What do we call this shape? 4 equal sides. Square. All right, so the next one says 4 sides of equal length. Well, I could just do the same exact thing as I just did if I wanted to. Go ahead, folks, and copy and paste that, all right? Click on it, click clone. Wow, look at that. Go ahead and do that on your paper, all right? Use your pencil, clone it, and then drag it over. Just kidding. All right, so we're gonna go all the way down. We're gonna skip 4, 5, and 6. And we're gonna go all the way down here to 7. Draw a quadrilateral that does not belong. And explain why. Okay. So the first shape, this is obviously a square, right? And the next one looks like a square that got sat on is a rhombus. And this one is a rectangle, right? Which quadrilateral could we draw that doesn't belong? Well, squares, rhombuses, and rectangles all have something in common. They all have 2 pairs of what kind of sides? Perpendicular or parallel? Yeah, parallel. Which shape do we know does not have 2 pairs of parallel sides? You got it. It is a trapezoid. So a trapezoid only has, if you can see here, this top side, that arrow means it's parallel with the other arrow right here. These 2 sides on the edge, this one and this one, are not parallel. which makes it different than the others. So go ahead and draw a trapezoid if you didn't. That would be the shape that does not belong. All right, look at number 8 here. We've got a rectangle, a square, and if you look closely, you might think rhombus at first, and technically it is a rhombus, but it actually is also a square that's just turned. I can draw one over here too. A square is a square if it looks like this, like this, like that. It can go around and around and around, and it's still going to be a square. So which shape does not belong? Well, all 3 of these shapes have what angle? They all have right angles. Can you think of a shape that doesn't have right angles? Or at least not all the time? Yeah, rhombus, right? So I'm going to draw a rhombus here. Now it's important that your rhombus has equal sides. That's what makes it a rhombus. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying, folks. Goodness, that was bad. Oh man, I'm trying. Pretend that has 4 equal sides. Actually, you don't even need to pretend. I can draw a line like this. Every single side that has a line in it means it's equal. So now I've drawn a shape that doesn't have right angles, which makes it different. Oh, wow. Word problems. Jackie drew the shape at the right, and she said it's a rectangle because it has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. What is her error? What's Jackie's error? Think about it. It's not a rectangle because it doesn't have 4 sides, right? A rectangle has to have 4 sides. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a hexagon, folks. It's got 6 sides. So you could write it doesn't have 4 sides, or you could write not a quadrilateral. I hope you're able to figure that one out on your own here. Going deeper, number 10, Adam drew 3 quadrilaterals. One has no pairs of parallel sides. One has exactly 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel, and the last one has 2 pairs that are parallel. So, right off the bat here, we know no pair of parallel sides is not any type of shape that we've learned about. So maybe it looks something like this. It's just called a regular old quadrilateral. Shape number 2, though, we did talk about. One set of parallel sides is a, what do you call that shape, folks? Yep, it is a trapezoid. And the last one, 2 pairs. Well, take your pick. Rectangle, rhombus, square. I'm going to do rectangle. There you go. So no parallel sides. None. See how every single angle or every single line is intersecting? There's no parallel. This one has 1 pair. What do you think? Is it the sides or the top and bottom? Yeah, it's the top and the bottom that are parallel. And then we've got this guy over here that has 2 pairs. See, you got these ones up the top and the bottom, and you got the sides are parallel. So that's 2 pairs for you. We're getting there, folks. We are getting there. Take a deep breath. We are almost there. Whew. Okay. Let's skip number 11 and look at number 12. Jordan drew one side of a quadrilateral with two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Draw the other three sides. So two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. This line right here that's already drawn, we just need to move that anywhere we want, as long as it's the same exact angle, it will be parallel. So I'm going to move it right down here. And then we just have to connect the sides and we should have a perfect two parallel. One. And if you want to put the arrows on it too, I recommend it. That shows the person looking at it that you've got two pairs parallel lines. All right, now onto the homework page. So we'll do this side together as a class family, and then I will let you free to do the other side. Draw a quadrilateral, name what you drew. So number 2, only one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. How many times are we going to do this today? Exactly one pair. So there's my pair. Connect the dots. What do we call that? Once again, a trapezoid. Good work. So which one? Sorry, not which one. Draw a quadrilateral that doesn't belong. So what do we call this first one, boys and girls? It is a rectangle. The next one is a square, and then we've got a rhombus. Rectangle, square, rhombus, they all have parallel sides. There's one shape that only has one pair of parallel sides. Once again, go ahead and make yourself yeah, you guessed it, another trapezoid. And if you want to, you can write the word trapezoid because only one pair of parallel sides. I'll give you a second. One pair of parallel sides. Oh, this will be a lot more fun in person, huh? And then we could break it up by doing a game or something silly and fun. Give out some money, some candy. Use the frisbee, dartboard. Could be a lot more fun. Oh well, stop being a baby, Mr. R. Okay, I'll stop. Number 4, Layla drew a quadrilateral with 4 right angles. That's important. 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. What quadrilateral best describes her drawing? Well, your 2 options are really this. They both work. They both have 4 right angles. I'm going to draw that. See, that means right angle, right? Box in the corner. Perfect corners are right angles. Both of these have 4 right angles. And then opposite sides are parallel. Well, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Which one would best describe her drawing? Well, there's something about these 2 shapes that makes them different. What's different about a square than a rectangle? A square has 4 equal sides. In the question, did it say anything about having 4 equal sides? No. Which is why the best answer would not be square. It would actually be a rectangle. There it is, folks. All right, before I flip to the next page, I want you to flip to the next page and do it on your own. I am going to give you some time to do that, but please pause the video now so that you have as much time as you need. Okay, welcome back. I hope you're able to solve all those. Some of them are pretty tricky, like number 2. Here are your answers. So let's look at number 2 really quick. Okay, the answer is all of them. Any quadrilateral would work because all Mike said was that they have 4 right angles. Technically, a rhombus could have 4 right angles. A square and a rectangle have to have 4 right angles. So whenever I first did this, I wrote square and rectangle was my answer at first because they have to have right angles. But once I really thought about it, a rhombus could have 4 right angles, and technically a trapezoid could also have 4 right angles because a trapezoid only has to have 1 pair of parallel sides. That's it, and it automatically is a trapezoid. So that's why number 2 was all of them. It was kind of a trick question. I don't really like it. But the rest you can pause and look over. All right, well, great work today. It was a very busy day and you hung in there. The math is really, it's fun, but it's not really that much fun. It's hard to do at a distance. It's much more, I don't want to keep using the word fun, but it's much more exciting whenever we can actually like use the shapes and touch them and interact with each other. But keep hanging in there, keep doing your best. It's Wednesday, so hopefully tonight at 7 o'clock I will get to see you on our Google Meet. And before I end this video, I want to show you where to click because Google Classroom updated their platform. All right, so you should have something that looks kind of like this. Now, normally in this stream, you see a Google Meet link. Well, the cool update that Google Classroom had was they gave every single class their very own Google Meet link. And it's right at the top underneath Ritenour 1920. It says Meet Link, and all you have to do is click on it. All right, so you see up top where it says class code, right below it, it says Meet Link. And you just click on it, and it'll take you to our Google Meet. And the cool thing about this update is the Google Meet link is always the same and it's always available. So if you and a friend from class want to do the lesson together, or maybe you want to talk about the spiders that we learned today, the banana spider, you could just message your friend and say, hey, you want to meet up on Google Meet on Mr. R's classroom at like 2 o'clock so we can talk about it? You can, it's right here. All right, just make sure you ask your parents for permission first. Okay, boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson and I really hope to see you tonight. Keep those videos coming. Miss you, I love you. Mr. R is officially